Bring us on camera. I want to let y'all inside this laugh. I want to let y'all inside this laugh. So before we came back on camera, I looked to see Wood, and I said, "Hey, defensive player of the year, defensive rookie of the year." He's like, "Huh?" He said, "Oh, you talking about me?" Yeah, I was talking about you. 8-time All-Pro, defensive player of the year, defensive rookie of the year, Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer, and you still look like you got about 3.5 snaps in you. So you still look the part.
He gonna leave out that Heisman.
Oh God.
Because it get lost in the shuffle. It gets lost in the shuffle sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because us defensive players, they don't get that thing, so you forget about it. You know what I mean? I forget about it.
I told y'all before the break, this is the most brilliant football mind I ever get to speak to every year. This is not hyperbole. This is truly the most brilliant. James, y'all played together, so I'm really gonna let you run point on
Sweet
the
James Jones.
No, but we at the Super Bowl, I do want to know, because, usually Acho's the lone defender up here, and we talk about stopping Patty, we talk about stopping Saquon. I remember when we was about to play Peyton Manning, we was in the locker room, and I'm like, oh, we're going to have to score a lot of points. And I remember talking to you, and you said, I got it. Talk to Ray Lewis. We got the game plan. We're finna put hands on them boys, and we're finna jam them, and we're finna mess up their timing. And y'all went out there, you and Dirty, T-Mon, and y'all, Al Harris.
Oh, Al Harris, nice.
And y'all put hands on them boys, and we blew them boys out. What would be the game plan if you was trying to stop Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and the Chiefs if you was on the defensive side of the ball?
Man, I think really the most important thing, and I said this at the championship game, you was there, the most efficient quarterback, I say quarterback scrambler, or however you want to put it, is Patrick Mahomes. Like, we don't think about his rushing yards throughout the season. We don't think about the amount of first downs that he picks up rushing the football. But at that time last week, before the game, he had like 330 yards rushing and picked up 23 first downs. But you don't talk about that. You talk about Lamar Jackson running the ball, Josh Allen running the ball. Those guys are great with the ball in their hands because that's what they're known for.
Right.
But Patrick does just as much as those dudes running the ball. And so for me, I think that you don't think you would have to do this, but you got to put a spy on Patrick.
Yeah.
You got to put a spy on Patrick, and then not only that, when there's an opportunity to put hands on Patrick Mahomes, you can't slow down. You have to at all times make Patrick Mahomes feel you.
What if it costs you a penalty?
I don't care. You gotta run through him, because what he's gonna do is he's gonna get 2 or 3 yards from that sideline, and he's looking like he's coasting, and all of a sudden he's up the sideline, and you are looking stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Then he's gonna sell it sometimes too.
Yeah, he's gonna sell it sometimes. And so I mean, I say that, putting a spy on him, but it's very important, man, that you can't be rushing upfield, allowing him to escape through the pocket. Like, I'm not saying rush scared. But if you rush up the field, man, and you get past Patrick Mahomes, he's going to kill you every time.
For the sake of time, let me pivot to another question. You're very honest, man. You don't really shy away from nothing. Be honest about Jalen Hurts.
I was just about to
Be as a defender who played against Brady, played against Manning, played against Breeze, played with and against Rodgers, I'm sure, played probably against Favre, if not with them. Be honest about, is Jalen Hurts a great quarterback? Is he an elite quarterback? Is he a good quarterback? Just UD Hall of Famer, be honest about Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, no, I think he's a good quarterback. And I don't want to take away from all of the good that Jalen Hurts does, because Jalen Hurts is a winner. I mean, he's going to his second Super Bowl. So, I mean, you got to give him his respect as a player. He's a winner. He knows how to get things done. I think, for me, the only thing I would say if it was going to be a negative thing about Jalen Hurts is, you just mentioned that I played with Aaron Rodgers, played with Brett Favre, is I think he escapes the pocket too soon. I've seen the guys be able to manipulate the pocket, step up in the pocket, make the throws on time. I feel like he escapes, he likes to escape out to his right. And when I think about this game, I think about last week's game, Kansas City playing against Buffalo, and Spagnuolo called that timely pressure at the end of the game with the corner. Where was Josh about to escape?
To the right.
To his right. And what happened? There's the corner. He don't have an answer for it. He throws the ball up, almost makes a play, but they notice about him. And that's what Jalen Hurts does a lot of times. He doesn't step up in the pocket enough, deliver the ball on time. he looks to escape. And then that hurts your guys downfield. You know, A.J. Brown, they complained earlier in the season about what's the problem? Oh, it's the passing. It's because a lot of times these guys are open. A.J. Brown is at the game. I'm standing next. These guys are huge. A.J. is a big. If this guy is even, let the ball go. And to go back to, I'll let you get to it, the Super Bowl 2 years ago, Jalen played really well.
Throwing the ball, too.
Throwing the ball.
Almost like 300.
And so I think people have been looking for that Jalen, and they really haven't seen that. But for me, the only knock is just stepping up in the pocket, but I can't take anything away from it.
And I would say that, too. I mean, I just think, like, with the team we have and the way we're running the ball, passing should be a little easier. But we had a Super Bowl, and that's all that matters. But I want to ask you this, because he asked you about the Chiefs, right? And we were at the conference game, the Commanders and the Eagles. We were just talking. And at first he says, like, JD, I've never seen a line this big.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, and everybody, you know, because earlier today we were, I guess, out his boys with the Chiefs, and they talk about the defense. And I said, man, that's cool. Everybody says that. You got to stop Saquon. I want to ask you, though, how would you stop or game plan to stop that dominant running game with Saquon Barkley and the offensive line?
Yeah, I think I told you. I was like, man, I'm having guys up on the line of scrimmage.
Oh, straight 5-0.
We 5-on-5. It's like basketball. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have my linebacker. You know, you got to scrape, you know, left or right. But it's not going to be necessarily me having 5 guys trying to rush and get upfield. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's going to be more kind of a 2-gap type thing. We're trying to muddy up them holes because you guys showed some clips earlier. I was watching the show. Man, them eyes. This dude, man, when he gets the ball in his hands, he can see it. You know what I'm saying? So if there's any little crease, you know, he's going to get through it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I got my 5 guys on the line, and I'm making sure that side to wherever Saquon is 2, that end, you taking a running back. But I got another guy set for the zone read in case Jalen keeps the ball. And then the linebackers, of course, got to have good eyes to help out. You can't allow Jalen to stick his foot on the ground and get right by you.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I would do, man. I'm putting 5 guys on that line, but the key, you got to cover. Yes. You know what I'm saying? My corners are going to have to cover because you know they hold that ball.
Mm-hmm. So you playing all man.
You got to be sticky. Like I told you last week. I said I'm gonna make them get me up out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? You got to get me up out. No, it ain't one play.
Yeah.
If you can consistently beat my guys, I was like, oh man, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then we got to change up. But no, man, we got to go in. Ain't no more games next week. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no more games. You got to beat me.
So you're obviously one of the best, if not the best, corners of all time. I want to ask you about Travis Hunter because I like to know about corner play. I don't know much about corner play. When you see Travis Hunter, what do you see? A generational type corner? Can he play both ways? Can he play receiver? What do you like about this young man? Because he's going to go top 1 or top 2 in the draft.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, when you look at Jalen, I was just answering. Not Jalen. Travis Hunter answering the question earlier. It's not about the amount of plays that he played. It's about what he did with those plays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So every time you turn on the film, Travis Hunter is in the right position. They throw the ball to his side, he's either picking the ball off, he's breaking the ball up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So or causing a fumble, one-on-one, under goal line, a willing tackler. So, you know, I see this guy as a guy who's going to go to the next level. He's going to be a top elite cornerback. But I'm not leaving him on the sideline.
So you're going to play him on offense, too?
I'm going to play him on some offense. He's going to have some packages. No, okay. I'm not talking about full-time, you know, like he did in college. Just because the NFL, man, it's just a different game. You know, man, you know, everybody on the other side now is an NFL player. Yep. You know, when you play in college, maybe 2 or 3 of them guys might make it to the NFL. So the game just leans on you a little bit differently than college does. But I'm not sitting him on the sideline every offensive snap. You're going to come in, man, we're going to put some pressure on that offense.
Lamar Jackson.
I mean the defense.
Lamar didn't win MVP. I'm not going to ask you who should have won it. I think that's a lazy question, and, you know, you didn't have to vote.
Saquon.
There you go. I am going to ask you this. Who would you rather play against, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen? Who would you rather play against?
I don't want to play neither one of them dudes. You know, just because the problem becomes for a defensive back. You know, you're out there, man, you know, a lot of times we play, you know, if me and Al out there, we locked up, we man to man. you know, you running down the field 2-3 seconds. You know, we have a clock in our head too, just like a quarterback does. He steps back, he got a clock. All right, if it ain't open, you got to move. You got to do something. So if we at the covering in this 2-3 seconds, we think that play is over. And then all of a sudden here you got Lamar Jackson. He done broke the, you know what I'm saying? Josh done broke out.
4-3.
You turn around. You done already ran 30 yards. Oh, I got to go chase this dude. You know what I mean? So the running quarterback for a defensive backs, man, we hate playing those guys. Who would I run? I don't know how to answer that any other way.
They both.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they both great quarterbacks.
Really
so
quick
really
though, because I asked you how to stop Patty. You said put a little spy on him. Don't rush up the field. All right. I remember you jogging to the sideline and you said, get us out this man-to-man, let me see the quarterback. I remember that. So the plan with Jalen Hurts is to play man-to-man. Yeah. Would you play man or would you sit in zone and would you read it and see it?
Against Hurts?
No, that's the question I was answering. I mean, your corners are going to have to hold up because I'm putting 5 guys on the line. I'm playing some man-to-man. Because of That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They got to get me out of it.
Gotcha. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like 3-4 times.
Yeah.
Like not just once.
If all of a sudden, man, in the first quarter, AJ got 3 for
60-something.
You know, 110 or something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Then I got to get out of it. But you have to show me you can beat me too. You know what I'm saying? I can't just sit back and allow. Because look, if you sit back in the zone, Jalen can beat you too. You know what I'm saying? He can pick you apart.
I want to ask you one more question because yesterday I was at the honors and I was with Ray, right? And when I went around the greats, I always want to like to pick their minds. Like I know you probably thought I was tripping when I was talking to you at the conference game, but I like to know what you think, right? Mm-hmm. And is there any player, right, that you might have seen that reminds you of yourself? Because you one of a kind. Like I watch you man up on the top receivers, then you get in the slot,
inside and outside,
and then you start. Yo, he blitzes though. Yo, I don't lie though. You a quarterback, you blitzing. Come here.
Hey, you was holding me too, and I played.
You had to.
Hey, Jay. I slung him, right?
Yeah.
They ain't go.
I got one.
You caught me in my rib. You caught me in my rib.
Remember that though?
You caught me in my rib.
He's such an iconic player. I'm like, I gotta let know that I'm somebody. You know what I mean? But anyway,
you caught me too.
But I do want to know, like, yo, do you ever like, because a lot of GOATs, they'll say a player that reminds them of themselves, and they don't got to be like a superstar. Be like, yo, when I watch him, like, yo, I see him in me. Is there any player like that? Have you seen?
Yeah, I think a couple guys. Jalen Ramsey, because he can move around. Big, physical.
But you play safety too. You play safety at a high level too, though.
But at some point, Jalen will probably be doing a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Malcolm Jenkins. He's a guy that moved around that way.
That's when I went. Okay. Yeah,
Malcolm Jenkins. He moved around. He played. I don't think he played as much outside. But man, in the slot, playing safety, smart guy. You can blitz him. Great tackler. But I think those two are at the top of mind.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.